In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
I would like to make you all welcome to our ANZAC service for 2020. The bugle to my right-hand side has been on loan to us by Mr. Paul Johnson, one of our music teachers, and its origin is significant. It was actually blown at Gallipoli but without giving you the full story, I can assure you that that's been verified, and to have the bugle beside me is really quite special. Now, it gives me great pleasure to deliver the Principal's Address at our Butler College 2020 ANZAC service. As you would be aware, most services in Australia and beyond have been cancelled due to the devastating pandemic that we are currently experiencing. At the college, we felt very strongly that we wanted to go ahead with the service, albeit in a different format. The reason for wanting to go ahead with the service I will explain shortly, but I would like to acknowledge the Whadjuk people who are the traditional custodians of this land. I would also like to pay respect to elders past and present of the Noongar Nation and extend that respect to all Aboriginal people. It would have been very easy and would have saved much time and energy had we decided to not follow through with this service. We chose to go ahead because although every service is important, and I do feel that this year it is especially significant and relevant in today's society. Every service in the past has talked about with sincerity the respect and gratitude that we hold for the Australians and New Zealanders who unselfishly put their bodies on the line for their country. Through this was born the well-entrenched national traits of mateship, respect, a fair go, humour, tolerance, resilience and compassion. In some ways, Australians, in fact the whole world, are currently under invasion, this time not from an enemy that we can see with the naked eye, but nevertheless one that is having a tragic impact upon us all. The casualties of this war are mounting each day. At this stage, the only strategy to halt the enemy is to slow down its way forward. There are no weapons we can use at this moment. This brings me to the reason why I feel this service is so important and relevant to us today and why it had to go ahead. I'm sure that our ANZACs would have had no idea that such a war that we are experiencing could exist, but they have actually given us clues as to how we can overcome this battle as they overcame theirs over 100 years ago. I feel that to be reminded of these clues is even more urgent now, as clearly some quarters of our community seem to be oblivious of them, or clearly they just don't care. The very un-Australian and selfish behaviour demonstrated recently in shopping centres by many clearly does not exemplify what our diggers fought and many may well have died for. To fend them off this very aggressive but silent invasion, I suggest that we should all take on board the lessons that have been left behind by the diggers. I'm not suggesting that the life of a digger would have been pleasant, far from it. It would have been extremely unpleasant, dirty and risky, but I do believe that their ultimate success was due to their collective commitment to looking out for each other, never giving up, thinking of others before themselves, putting up with the hardships without whinging, using a sense of humour, working as a team to get the job done. The service today is important as it not only shows our respect for the ANZAC spirit, but also offers a wake-up call as to how we can overcome our current and serious challenge by using the qualities and attributes that were born, nurtured and deployed with such great success so many years ago. For the sake of our families and broader communities, we must not forget these lessons left behind so many years ago. Thank you.
times when we were kids playing war game in your yard. Everybody had to be a hero, get one in the heart. Night would fall and we'd call a truce and all go home.
Years went by, we were average guys playing life by rule of thumb, till a man came on the TV talking about war like he wanted one. He said, everybody line up, backs to the wall till your number's called. You gotta go and be a hero. Got a new game for all you boys. It's war without a choice. Compulsory hero. Just try and make it home. All that had to be heroes went off to do their chores. None of them really would have known how far a bloody war goes. They're dying to make it home.
And I think back on all this time playing war games in your yard. Everybody had to be a hero. Back then that wasn't hard. Night would fall on the battle zone. We could all go home. Gotta go and be a hero. Got a new game for all you boys. It's war without a choice. Compulsory hero. Just try and make it home. But who's gonna make it home?
25th of April, 1915, 9 months following the outbreak of World War I, thousands of our soldiers have landed on the Gallipoli coast in rough conditions at the wrong destination. Outnumbered, outgunned, and outsmarted, these soldiers were scared. But even though they were at a clear disadvantage, they went to battle headstrong and carried their efforts to serve their country. This is where the ANZAC name was born. We commemorate the ANZACs not just for their resilience, but also for the fact that in the most desperate struggle these men ever faced, they represented the best of the Australian spirit. Thousands of young men volunteered to partake in a war that had them travelling for months at sea, with no knowledge of a reward in return, and with no knowledge of the suffering that awaited them. They continued. They showed courage. They protected our freedom and livelihoods with incredible risk, not only to their lives, but the lives of many millions at home and abroad. Through their creativity of producing a self-firing weapon made of kerosene and string, this led to a successful escape. Positioned in a way that they had to adapt to the limited resources in their environment, they invented a way that they could make the best of a bad situation. They demonstrated ingenuity. Within moments on arrival at the shores of Gallipoli, nearly 2,000 Australian soldiers lost their lives, paying the ultimate sacrifice for the freedom and livelihood of millions. But regardless of their disadvantage, and regardless of having lost their family and friends, these soldiers continued to battle in those harsh conditions. They continued to fight for 8 long months without the prospect of an end. They displayed endurance. They remained in high spirit and banded together, creating the ANZAC spirit. But despite every unfortunate thing that happened, these soldiers continued to stand united as mates. They continued to make light of any situation through good humour. And because of this, Australians are known for their ANZAC spirit, where in hard times we stand together, we stand united together. Especially now, we need to draw upon the ANZAC values. These values are inside each and every Australian. We have seen courage and resilience displayed already this year during the horrific bushfires that ravaged our beautiful country. The world watched on as we united as one, drawing on the strengths that our ANZACs showed all those years ago. And now with Australia and the rest of the world facing a crisis unlike anything we have ever seen, we again need to reflect on those lessons we have learnt from the ANZACs and embody their spirit of courage, bravery and resilience, and tackle whatever challenges that come before us with the Aussie spirit. The ANZAC spirit is not confined to the battlefield, nor can it be seen. It is within all us, embedded into the culture we have, and forever present and growing with time. We as Australians know the ANZAC spirit, and we embody it every single day. May the ANZAC spirit continue to bless us all, lest we forget.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God defend our free land. God Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land about in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair, in joyful strains that let us see. Advance Australia.